Hello and good evening to each of you. My name is Happy Pembles and I currently run Banjo-Kazooie and have my own Twitch channel at twitch.tv//Happy Pembles. I thought as a change of pace that I would try a few motivational things on which I can share a few things I learnt, and hopefully each of you can gain something from it. The audience that this is probably intended for is those who intend to or are looking into speedrunning as a hobby. To you I say, welcome, and hopefully what I have to say will give you some helpful advice and lead you down the right direction of where you want to go. Okay, as states on the title screen, 9 tips for new aspiring speedrunners. Now, we'll be going through them one by one. And if you just pay attention and just think about what I have to say. Now, number 1. Play the game casually and see if you enjoy it. There are a lot of different games out there. And if you pick a game and you're kind of not really enjoying it casually, the odds are that you'll probably fizzle out after a while of speedrunning the game. And it won't be fun to you anymore, it'll be a chore. And I guess I can add to that, also look at the community that you're in and see how many people are actively speedrunning the game, even if you're not enjoying it. But yeah, so play the game casually and see if you enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it, go for it. If not, find another game. And that's number 1. 2. Once you do choose a game, practice movement before you practice tricks. Sounds a bit strange, but if you hear me out, hopefully you're able to understand where I'm coming from. I speedrun Banjo-Kazooie, and that's a movement-based game. And not a lot of tricks. So I was kind of forced into focusing more on movement. There are a couple of cool tricks like FP early and the clip in Click Clockwood Winter. Clip 1 and clip 2. And when you do pull off those clips or those tricks, you feel freaking awesome. But if you don't work on movement in any game, then the odds are you probably are spending time doing the wrong things. And when you are practicing, you will be spending a lot of time practicing. The time that you're wasting on tricks, you could be using on movement. And if you can master the movement, the odds are you will save a lot more time than you would if you were using that to master tricks. And once you can master the movement, then you can understand how the tricks work in a lot of ways. So practice movement first. And find out how the game works. This is the basics. Get the basics down before you start moving on to the more advanced strats. Number 3. Learn to love the grind. I'll be honest, especially in the longer categories of games you speedrun, some days it's just going to be tough, long, slow, and you won't feel like you're making any progress. And that can be a bit deflating, a bit frustrating, especially when you're watching those around you, friends or fellow speedrunners, who are making steps forward in their playing, like in their personal best, getting better times and getting better at the game than you. Don't make it so much a competition though, because at the end of the day, the only person you're up against is you. And whether you get a world record or beating a friend, the real person you're racing, even if you are in a race, is yourself. Your fastest time before. Always try to remember that. And you're going to be spending a lot of time trying to get good at the game. And just cherish it. You're going to make mistakes, sure. You're going to have bad luck, sure. But learn to love the grind. Learn the persistence. Just keep coming back again and again and again. And there will come a time where you will understand it, how it works. Or understand how to get a good time. How to master the game. There is such a thing as the 10,000 hour rule. Well, I think it's 10,000, I'm not sure. But the masters, generally, at anything, spend a lot of time, like 10,000 hours or more, to master a craft. If you are serious, then you've got to do the same. Replicate some of the greatest strategies done by the brightest minds, which leads to a quote that I brought up.
Wave beats music.
Look for learn to love the. Well, I had it up, but I lost it. Learn to love the grind. Be persistent. Be strong. And just get back up every time with a smile and a laugh and a sense of humour. So learn to love the grind. 4. Control the controllables. It's an old saying, but some of the brightest minds, or even the toughest and fiercest, most determined athletes, keep on saying it. Control the controllables. There are 2 things in life. 1, things we can control, and 2, things we can't control. So we need to spend more time on 1 than we do on 2. Almost lost my notes. But I'll read to you one of my favourite quotes. It's from Viktor E. Frankl. If you've watched my stream, you probably would have heard it before. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. We can choose, but we're gonna get bad RNG or bad luck, another way of saying it. One way or the other, we're gonna get good luck. one way or the other. And we need to ride that wave. Up and down, up and down. You're going to have days where everything clicks. Just like that. But you're also going to have days where you just can't get a run going. And it happens to the best of us, even to world record holders. All of us go through that, and you're not alone. But don't lose heart. You are certainly not alone in that, and you will be fine. But the only thing you can control is your attitude, how you play, and what you do next. And the first one I'll tie in to the next one, but the rest of it, which you can look back on number 2, practice movement before you practice tricks. What you can control is how often you practice, how often how you respond to making mistakes. You can, 1, get really angry at yourself and not rein yourself in, because when you do that, you will make more mistakes and you'll lose more time. And then afterwards, you'll think, why the hell did I do that? I've done it. Everyone's done it. You're not alone, but control the controllables. Just think to yourself, I made a mistake. I'll try not to do that next time. Move on. There's no better time than the present. The next one ties into one of what I said before. Maintain a positive growth-based mindset. And I don't know how much if it is said within speedrunning circles, but I know that, and I've seen on speedrunning video clips and stuff like that by large owners or speedrun fails of rage in speedrunning. And to see people losing their heads over a video game, or rather, what they did, or things going wrong. And personally, I'll be frank, I've had moments like that. So, and I'm pretty sure each of us have had moments like that. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for those watching. And it's not healthy for future you either. Got to do things to make future you happy. And this, which leads into to my next point. Maintain a positive growth-based mindset. A growth mindset was first coined by Dr. Carol Dweck, and in her book Mindset, and I recommend that book to each of you highly. It'll help you get a firmer understanding and fuller understanding and richer understanding of the topic. But pretty much, it falls back to control the controllables. If you lose a run, for example, say I'm a few minutes ahead and I going into the grunty fight for Banjo-Kazooie 100%, and I die twice. First time, just before firing the last egg, which has happened to a lot of runners. Second, beat bombing off. I have a choice. I can, 1, I'm finished, I'm never going to speedrun it again, or I give up, or I suck, I'm useless. and just get all negative and beating ourselves down, and then we just feel like crap, and we just it turns off our audience, and it also takes the fun out of it. It's like I said before, when you make a mistake, or if you and I'm going to add further, be prepared to lose a run at a time where a lot of runs can be lost. And think to yourself, well, if I lose my run, I can beat it. And I'm okay. If I lose a run right here and now, I'm just enjoying the moment and the game and being with you. And not just saying that, but owning it. Own that mindset. Learn and grow from your mistakes. And look to future John. And which leads me to 6. Surround yourself with runners and friends. I can't spell. Hold on. Much better at the game than you. I've got a few friends in the Banjo-Kazooie community, and we have races, and this helps me and many others finish runs. And for those of you who aren't aware, Banjo-Kazooie is can take up to 3 or so hours to complete if you're average at the game, or have decent skills. But if you surround yourself with friends and runners, it becomes a lot more fun. If it's just you, it's easy to become toxic and negative. But it kind of becomes a little bit boring after a while. Just playing the same game again and again and again, to most people, is boring as hell. And that you won't last long if that's the case. And there's plenty of communities out there who are happy to help in any way can. If you've got questions like, well, I've been trying to do this trick and I can't get it for some reason. What am I doing wrong? And I think you'll find if you ask people that have played the game for a lot longer than you have, are more than willing to help if you ask them in the right way. And building those friendships, because life is relationships, will only benefit your life in the long run, even after you stop running the game. Relationships will still be there. It's the end of 6. Okay, and this one is very underrated. And I wish I could add a few exclamation points afterwards. Maintain good, healthy relationships with those with those closest to you. Like, lovely. And maintain a healthy lifestyle outside of speedrunning. That's funny. Okay, now I can move forward. Look, I don't know what the relationship's like with your family or with your work colleagues, if you're unemployed, or how many friends you have. But those are the relationships that matter. And speedrunning is a hobby. And I'm going to outline again, a hobby. And it's good to set a goal and really grind hard for it. The disclaimer is, don't let it destroy your personal life. Please. There is, you and I don't know how long speedrunning will be a part of our lives. And things change very quickly. And almost in seconds or overnight. And you've got to have the ability to prioritize these things. Speedrunning is just a hobby. And when it's away, if you're just setting that as the only goal and forgetting everything else, it's only going to cover over the things, and serve as a cover for the problems or the lack of relationships in your life or of other problems that you might be facing, which are real, and I can empathize with you. Also, hold those relationships close. You all have your friends online, but you also have your friends in person. And the family, or even step family, or community groups. They're the ones who will be spending probably the most time with you outside of Twitch or YouTube or whatever, whichever forum you wish to speedrun on. And that they matter. And I'm going to just talk a little bit about maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And I think this is pretty well understood in all around in speedrunning communities on maintaining a healthy lifestyle outside of speedrunning. Make sure you get out and get enough sunlight. Exercise. Go to a gym, or join a walking group, or a swimming group, or whichever method of exercise you enjoy doing. Because we're all different. And don't just make sure that you're eating, because you can order food online these days, and it's not always healthy. Make sure you're eating healthy. Make sure that you're if you're taking medications, take them. Don't just put them off because of a game. Make sure you're drinking enough water. And make sure that you've got a life to live outside of it. And a life worth living. Because there are so many opportunities out there for to find happiness in the little things. Little things matter. Maintain your work commitments, or whatever commitments you've set. Like with a relationship. Say if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend or a partner, honor those. They are important. Excuse me. I've been holding on to that one for a while. And cherish those times. And listening to number 8. Set your when it comes even within speedrunning, set your own set of values and use them to set healthy boundaries for yourself. And this can include how long you stream for, or how long you practice for. And also what you're willing to tolerate within yourself, and what you realize is toxic behavior. or behavior that is only holding you back. Yeah, you do need to be firm, but on like setting like boundaries with chat, and most of the time chat are very accommodating and accepting of that. But also be consistent with yourself. If you're able to set and live by good healthy boundaries within your own life, and doing it in quite a stressful field of speedrunning, or hobby, then you can implement in every other area of your life, and it will be a great strength to you. That's 8. Almost done. Learn how to balance replying to Twitch chat or which other forum while trying to play the game fast. As a viewer, it's very boring when you see someone just sit there with their controller. I'll just do an example like this. What? Don't do that. That's my best impression of a bad example, which probably was a bad example. But learn that I am sure that chat will understand that there are moments where you can't chat. But it's one thing I've learnt from my time in law school. Learn how to manage your clients or your audience's expectations. For example, say look, at a particular point where you've got to concentrate, just tell your viewers, if you give me I can't quite reply to you right now or say anything. This next bit is a bit tough. I need to concentrate, and most people are pretty accommodating. And if you're up, but also learning how to reply with the chat, even on a voice call, it just spices things up. Like sometimes chat makes some pretty funny jokes that are appropriate and clean and fun. And like you read it out loud and you hear everyone else burst out laughing. It really adds a lot to your experience and to the experience of everyone. Okay. That was a long video. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you liked this video, you can click the like button and subscribe to my channel. And best of luck to you in your speedrunning adventures, whatever they may be. Good night.